Hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With 20 Guys. And I had a different video planned today. We are once again in the era of Deltarune sludge from me, and I was planning on covering some behind-the-scenes stuff we saw of Tenna. Instead, y'all will get that tomorrow. But recently, the official Tumblr account did its thing to appeal to fandoms that it knows uses its website by posting a Deltarune Chapter 5 hype video. Their selections were very interesting. Like, it makes sense. They got, like, the Chapter 5 promo animation. Oh, it's Chris running with Susie. Oh, it's Chris putting a sticker on Susie. Oh, it's Chris and Susie again. Oh, it's Chris and Susie eating. Oh, it's Chris and Susie on the couch. It's just one ship. Like, the guy running this account picked a favorite. This is not the main event. This Tumblr tweet was merely the catalyst for the topic of today's video, because Toby Fox tweeted for the first time in like a week, I guess. The Chapter 5 got announced like 6 days ago. But if you exclude that, it was the first in like 3 months. And the only thing he said was to bring him back with a picture of PJack from Tekken. When I saw this, like, I assumed it had something to do with like happening on Tumblr as a website. Listen, man, I have an account there. I browse it occasionally, but like my prime Tumblr years were when I was in like middle and high school. I am not on that site like I used to be. So if I pretended I knew what was happening here, I would just be a straight poser. It's like, shouldn't you be going at Bandai Namco if you want this character back? And like, it was just a lot of reactions of people saying, what? The first inkling that this was like an account of somebody on Tumblr was like this screenshot I saw. I miss him too, man. Can I just have a win for the first time in my entire life? And you know, that gives me like some of the vibes of what I should be looking for, but honestly, it doesn't give me a whole lot of context. But then thankfully, this fella Asterisk at Darker Candy came in with the explainer of what exactly PJack was in the context of Tumblr. Explainer for Twitter mains. I don't like being described like that, but I feel like it's unfortunately accurate. PJack was a worthless heap of fuck metal endemic to Tumblr. He was a fucked loser with no hope at all, and his death was a mercy. This is how my comment section will absolutely describe me at times, but I feel like we're on two different wavelengths here. Ellipses. Let's try that again. PJack was a gimmick blog that assumed the identity of prototype Jack from Tekken. There was a lot of things that got thrown around in the replies that like just completely went over my head that this person thankfully contextualized. Apparently using the Tekken character was like all cosmetic, and like the whole thing was that he was horny and a whore. He was a cooked real good and was depressed and suicidal, and apparently meant a lot to the people who followed him. He's known to many for his iconic signature dish, mustard gravy. I saw this term get thrown around in the replies. From October 2023, before and after. Yep, he's mustard gravy. Didn't smell good, so I poured it down the drain without taking a bite. Hey, Wayne Radio appearance. This is like the 5th time you've cooked this exact dog, man. My plug's got a special strain. I'll be buying in bulk. For a more detailed summary of PJack and his charming personality, one must look no further than the remnants of his blog. Just gives the game away, like from the jump. Who likes me? At PJack. Let's smoke, DMB! Having only been introduced to this guy like yesterday, I'm actually quite fond of his whole vibe. Give me your DeviantArt journal list of likes and character profile. Real name is Prototype Jack. Street name PJack. Built in Russia. Just a guy trying to be a buddy in a world that's been totally screwed over by greed plus no mindfulness. Age 7. He's probably a really recent robot model build. Blood type gasoline. Oh, okay, like he's probably not that recent then, man. We moved on to renewables. As far as sentient metal goes these days, man, you're kind of getting washed. Height is in metric, so I refuse to read it. Hair color going bald. Glowing red eyes when I'm mad or crazy. A robot prototype by occupation. If you don't know what that means, that they just run experiments on you and put you in the torment nexus to see like what they can get readings off of your CPU from. Marital status, single, and that really sucks for his likes list. Pre-rolls, built Jock Twunks, orange mad dog, the one that he turns into mustard gravy, I suppose. He hates hate across the world, and his pastimes include thinking about world problems and solutions. Favorite quote, history isn't written by the losers. I love Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, that's the only place that comes from. As you can see, his unceasing pain extended to even furthest corners of his pointless life. He couldn't even get a good jelly bean pull. This dude was doing a blind box out of the most benign things you'd see in a gas station. Worst pull of my life. Amazing pull, ruined by Tutti Frutti excess. So that's like the baseline of what people know about him. I tried to do like some outside verification without like going too deep in the rabbit hole, and it was very funny because every instance I could find of him outside of the official Tekken wiki was other people being confused as to what this fucking guy was talking about. On r/explained the joke with 40 upvotes. Not a clue. My PJack daughter invites a puppy girl from Tumblr over to stay the night, and I wake up in the morning to the distinct smell of mustard gravy. PJack daughter, I don't know. Smell of mustard gravy is probably a reference to the smell of text. There's very variability, and it might be resolved by knowing what PJack means here. With my cursed amount of internet knowledge, I have to say it's this, and then just a dead account going, how does it feel to be completely wrong, dipshit? I'm 0 for 3 on PJack, Puppy Girl, and Mustard Gravy. Dude, you struck out, bro. Get back in the fucking dugout. You don't know shit. Mustard Gravy is specifically made out of dogs, so I saw one funny post where somebody said they're doing this shit to Toby tomorrow. And the rest of what I have to cover in this video are other posts from the explainer thread and also some that I've seen people throwing around as other supposed PJack gems. I don't think I was meant to be loved. I was created to be a pathetic gay pig to get kicked in the head by a donkey until I die. Fuck this life. I've never felt like this because I'm incredibly headstrong and self-assured, but I know that some of the people in my target demographic feel like this on the regular. I'm sure there's some people watching this video who are just like mauling that I didn't know who PJack was, and to them I apologize for my lack of knowledge because this is a genuine gold mine and some of the shit he's saying is just like right up my alley of absurdist humor. The crazy part about pain is that it actually hurts a lot. I think there is a role to like having a tweet or a post that is funny read out aloud to you in a Discord call, but I think there is like something lost to this account, and same with like a Twitter FYP, when it doesn't just organically show up on your feed and you read it in your brain in whatever way you imagine it being said. Can I get an intelligent man bitch to show me how to make Xbox GIFs? Listen, I wouldn't exactly call him intelligent or a man, but if you're looking for a guy to help you with Xbox stuff, talk to that Quite dude. Hopefully he'll go the same way as the PJack account and die horrendously and slowly. I'm feeling really bad tonight because I don't know if the smell is coming from my rancid jar or my rotten cookies. It's all just so hopeless. In the rare situation that my simulated olfactory senses are tipped off, it's hard to know exactly where in the house it's coming from. It could be from the 6 months old uncleaned litter box, or it could be the shit that a house guest took behind a couch without telling me about. I find this situation intentionally relatable in ways I didn't think I'd have to own up to on the microphone. Men are allowed to be ugly since they are all hashtag expendable warriors. I feel like the stereotypical male power fantasy of making your little OCs fight in your brain and or stopping like a mall shooting by single-handedly taking down the attacker feeds into the same ethos that PJack was going for here. It's like, oh, we love the power fantasy of fighting, but like the harsh reality is that most of us going to war are just gonna be corpses and numbers on a spreadsheet. You good? Someone asked to PJack. This dude genuinely deeps some of the depression aspect of his character. This is a long one. I'm gonna try and read it entirely in one take. I'll probably have to take breaths though. Recently, I've just feeling like a sorry old pile. I'm just feeling like a piece of shit lately. Nobody's been treating me right, and all my food's gone. Not that I really need any since I'm made of iron with tubes, but it's still fucking me up. It's fucking with me real bad, so fuck this world. It's hard as fuck out there, and my payments are due soon, and my favorite butler just left, and I didn't even get to fuck his ugly ass, and my world has just been feeling grim as fuck, and not even fun to be in. It's just fucked up to shit, and I'm so lonely, and my dinner tasted like shit. It was Clam's Casino, and it tasted like shit, so fuck this world. Didn't exactly do an F-bomb counter on that as I was going, but damn, dude. No, there's been like overtures of it at the post that we've looked at where Asterisk here described PJack as a man whore in one of the first sentences they uttered about him, but we've only seen like a few overt instances of that like showing up. Why are you so damn weird, dude? No dick 3 days, plus I'm bunkery as fuck. And the other interesting bit I saw in this thread was that PJack dying, which I'm sure is what Toby was referencing and like telling Tumblr to bring him back. He died twice, once when he stopped posting and once when his blog was deactivated by staff. The former death brought us this harrowing post, widely considered to be his end. There was still one after it though. Don't be very worried about me, since I deserve all of 2 spaces this. There's some formatting fuckery that can evoke an emotional reaction out of me depending on how you decide to use punctuation. Like there's something really powerful about using 2 commas instead of 1, or adding an extra space between words where it wouldn't be grammatically correct to do so. Not that it ever is, I don't think. I guess after a period that ends a sentence in a paragraph, but it's been like a while since I took English. Bafflingly, after the previous post showed, PJack became religious or something and wordlessly shared this YouTube link. The one true Christ and the many false ones. I'm gonna be honest, this feels like it could be part of the same ironic bit that PJack had been going through the entire time the gimmick account was running actively. And then his second death, his deactivation, was part of a wider pattern of Tumblr just nuking random accounts off the site. Apparently it's an ongoing campaign and a bit like targets black people and trans women. I have not looked into any of that, so I couldn't speak to the veracity, but then over a week ago, his blog was reinstated for 3 hours only to be banned again. So yeah, Toby mentioning PJack at all was apparently in reference to reinstating the blog. I did see one funny reference to the reactivation momentarily. He came back on the 3rd day of Pride. Consider that. Yeah, that's your Toby slop for the day. I'll probably be back tomorrow with that Tenna video I mentioned. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withAY. That email's in the description if you want to send me any video topics. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Anyways, piss off.